Good morning, friends. This is your host MKS sir, Manish Kumar Saha sir. I have a teaching experience of almost 10 years in across India, and I have taught in coaching like Sri Chaitanya IIT Academy, Narayana, Bangalore, and various centers. Today our topic of discussion is that the topic name is limits. Today we are going to discuss a topic whose name is limits. The first question that comes in the mind of anyone, what is limit? Now if you take a function like fx, we have taken a function which is fx, and if we write this as x square minus 4 divided by x minus 2. While writing the definition of this function fx, we say that our x is never equal to 2. Then the question comes in the mind of everyone, why we are taking the values which is x not equal to 2. Now if we put a value f2 here means what? We are interested to find the values of function at a point x is equal to 2. Then we write this as 2 square minus 4 upon 2 minus 2. It will be what? We know that in mathematics 2 square is what? 4 minus 4, and this is 2 minus 2. This will be in fact 0 by 0 form. This is in fact 0 by 0 form. Now every student asks the question in the class that what is 0 by 0 form? We call that in mathematics it is indeterminate form. Indeterminate form is what? Indeterminate forms in mathematics are those forms which seems to be meaningless. The first form that we have got, it is what? 0 by 0. We can write infinity by infinity is also a meaningless form. Why it is meaningless form? Because infinity is a large quantity. When a large quantity divided by a large quantity which is not defined, it turns out to be a meaningless form. Another meaningless form is infinity minus infinity. Next one is infinity to the power 0, 0 to the power infinity, 1 to the power infinity. These are basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last one is 0 into infinity. There are 7 indeterminate forms which are available in mathematics, and we have to study the nature of these functions at these critical points. Now the question still remains unsolved, why we study limit. We study limit for the reason that if there is a function called as fx, now fx has got some critical behavior. Any function has got some critical behavior, or we can call that some critical points are there where function is not defined. Now in order to understand limit, we have to understand the logic why the function shows indeterminate form at these points. Now if we try to analyze that, in the limit we write the notation as x tending to 2. Now the question is that when x tends to 2, it means that x is never equal to 2. It means that x is never equal to 2. Then the next question is that x tends to 2 means x approaches towards a real number 2. Now if you want that our variable x should move towards a real number 2, we have to draw the real number line. And real number line is what? It is start with a negative number, that is minus infinity to plus infinity. all numbers which can be expressed on a real number line, it is called as real number. Now our intention is what? Our intention is to write our variable moves towards 2. Then in that case, we take a neighborhood. We take the neighborhood point of this number 2 when h approaches to 0. X belongs to NBD, that is neighborhood of 2. Now what we can take the neighborhood? We can write the neighborhood as 2 minus h and 2 plus h. What is 2 minus h? When h is very small, if we subtract a quantity which is very small from a large number 2, we get this quantity as something like that. It is called as 1.9999 something. When h is a very small positive quantity and if we add 2 in that positive quantity, we get a number like this. We get a number like 2.01. Now our entire discussion is that x tending to 2 means there are two ways to approach to a real number 2. First way is called as 2 plus and the second way is called as 2 minus. 2 plus meaning here it is what? 2 plus means any value which is slightly greater than 2 and 2 minus means any value which is slightly lesser than 2. Then in mathematics we call that this is right hand limit, RHL, and this point is called as LHL, left hand limit. Now the last question that comes in the mind of every individual, what is critical point? How we understand the critical point of any function with the help of graphical approach. We are going to discuss very soon the nature of this function in terms of graph. The nature of this function in terms of graph. How the graph of this function appears to us. Now how to understand this concept, the graph of this function, and what is the use of the term limit here. Now we are discussing. First, if we write that this function is y, it is x square minus 4 upon x minus 2. We know that this function x square minus 4, it is in the form of a square minus b square upon a minus b. If we write the factors, they are x minus 2, x plus 2 divided by x minus 2. We can cancel the term x minus 2. It means that our function y is equal to what? X plus 2. Function is what? Y is equal to x plus 2. And from the concept of class 11 coordinate geometry, we know that y is equal to x plus 2. It is basically a straight line in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to mx plus c. Now how to understand this y is equal to mx plus c? If we compare the coefficient of x, here it is m and here it is 1. Therefore we can write that slope of the line is 1. And the second concept is that c value, constant term, here it is 2. Now by understanding these two terminology, we can draw the graph of y is equal to x plus 2. By understanding this concept, we can draw the graph. Let's take this point as origin. This is x-axis. This is negative x-axis. This turned out to be y-axis and this is turned out to be negative y-axis. Now we will continue the discussion. Any straight line which makes an intercept of 2 units on y-axis. This is 1, this is 2. This 2. And it makes an angle that is tan theta is 1. Tan theta is 1 means angle is 45 degree. It means that obviously it is an acute angle, 45 degree. We have to draw like this. This is the function fx is equal to nothing but x plus 2. Now we have to understand that whenever we try to take a value which is x is equal to 2 here, let's take up 1 here. Let's take up 2 here. at the point x is equal to 2, the function is undefined. Undefined means the function break at this point. I have used a symbol which is a white ball to represent. White ball means the function is showing critical behavior at this point. It means that what we understand in limit, when x approaches towards 2, means when our variable approaches towards 2, there are two ways of approaching towards 2. This way is called as 1.99 left hand limit, and this way is called as 2.01, that is right hand limit. When x approaches to 2, means when we move on this line, that is a straight line, y is equal to x plus 2, we say that fx definitely approaches towards the number which is 4. How we can say that? If we take the point x here 2, and if we draw the value here, we know that equation was y is equal to x plus 2. Therefore, our answer is 2 plus 2, 4. It means that whenever the variable x approaches towards 2, the variable y approaches towards 4. It means that what? If we take x lesser value, that is 2 minus, that is 1.999, something like that, we get the value of y is very close to 4, but it is not exactly 4. It will be what? That is 3.9999, something like that. And whenever we write the values of x is equal to 2 plus, we say that y approaches towards very close to 4, that is 4.0001. In this way, we try to understand the basic concept of limit. Why we study limit? The main reason for understanding and studying limit is that if a function is not showing a regular behavior, it is showing some dubious nature or critical point for a given point, then we say that function is not defined at that point. Then we try to understand the nature of the function at that point. That point is always called as critical points. I hope all of you have enjoyed this session with MKS sir. Today we have started the topic fundamental of limit. It is a very important and crucial topic for JEE Mains and Advanced for IIT preparation. And every year JEE Advanced there is one question of limit and one question of limit. Various concept indeterminate forms are involved to ask in Mains and Advanced. I hope all of you have enjoyed this session. Thanks for watching MKS sir. Have a nice day and a pleasant journey for the preparation of IIT. Thanks.